man? It's your boy N-Sane back with another episode of No PaperWork Podcast. We got your boy Peasy right here.
What's happening?
And we got our new co-host, Iman, man. She's in the building. Man, what?
I said thank you for having me.
And it's Iman, right?
Yes.
Or Amy.
Insane, you know this. Man.
Everybody calls you Amy.
And we go back and forth with it.
But anyways, we got Peasy, man. It's good to see you here, man. Welcome to the No Paperwork
What's happening? It's Jpeezy4, 5'9" bully representative, man.
Now, that's what it is. All right.
Yeah.
So, Peasy,
What's happening, man?
how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
Oh, man. So, first of
my
all,
voice is acting up today.
it's good. It's good, man. Everybody's voice acting up, man. We got allergies coming through, man. That's that Central Valley shit.
I hit the leg today, and that's what fucked with me. Some wrong. Every time I go in water, nigga, some fucks with me, man.
Yeah.
And every time I go in water, it's my voice. Every time I get all raspy, I don't know why.
It's a whole sinus.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man.
Well, anyway, so today, man. So tell me about yourself, man. Where you from?
I'm from Parlier, that's Fresno County. It's a small little city, man. It's about 2 miles, you feel me? The population around 15,000. Like, it's really small. There really ain't shit out there to do, you feel me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You grew up there your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life. I've never been nowhere else.
Okay, so Parlier, man. I don't think I've ever been there. I've been by like Porterville.
Yeah, that's like
Delano.
that's about like an hour or two away from
hour or
me, you
two,
feel me?
okay.
Yeah, I'm more closer to Fresno.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a city or like a country town?
It's a city, but like a country town. You get me? Yeah, it's a little small.
I think
city.
of Galt. The way you're describing it, I think of Galt. I feel like Galt's like a city, but country as well.
Right. Galt
It's close
is.
to Harold and close to Acampo.
But
and
Galt
close
don't
to
got no like real like downtown, does it?
Central. I think Central Galt would be considered like downtown Galt.
Where the Walmart is?
Nah, hell no. That's the nice side of Galt.
Oh.
No, like where they do the golf flea market.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
what is Galt?
Galt is
It's
in
a small town. It's a small town over here outside
Yeah,
of
it's
Sacramento.
between Stockton and Sacramento.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's like right in the middle between Stockton
Yeah.
and Sacramento, right? So, but anyway, so how far is that from Pixley?
Man, it's about like 2 hours away. Like
Wait, so 2 hours away?
yeah,
from Pixley?
like come on, But you going with the Pixley, you going to the Tommy Guns thing, man. And
Yeah.
it's like
Well, before we get to that,
Yeah.
right? Because I was just wondering like how far that is from Pixley, because it's like, all right, we all know about your song with Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
But
Trying to
so-
gauge the.
Before we get into that, how old are you?
I'm 17.
You're 17.
Yeah.
How long you been rapping?
About 2 years. The only thing that's kind of fucked up about it, I was just talking to my management about it, is I've been inconsistent with the music.
Right.
You feel me? Like probably like drop every 7, 8 months, So I've been doing like my first drop was 2 years ago, but I feel like I just haven't been on it. You feel me? So that's what I'm trying to get on.
And the inconsistency, why?
Sometimes it's just not doing it. Sometimes it's just, recently I dropped the album and then I caught some legal issues, you get me? So I couldn't really, I had to fall out for a little bit, but I'm back on it.
And that creative block is a real thing
Right.
with all kinds of artists, music
Yeah.
artists, podcasts,
Right.
podcasters, whatever it may be.
Creative
that
block is a real
creative block
thing,
is
yeah.
real. That shit could have you sitting down for a minute.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So you going to school?
Nah, I already finished school.
Oh, you
man.
graduated?
Yeah.
Did you graduate?
No, I'm actually graduating pretty soon.
But you finished school.
Yeah, I'm already done with school.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you about to get your diploma.
Yeah.
All right,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Hey, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, real shit. Man, like to see young homies getting
Hell
their
yeah.
diploma and get
Yeah.
their education, man. Education is number one
Yeah,
thing.
it's
man.
everything.
Yeah, man. Because if you don't have knowledge, man, what do you got? You just a dummy in the wind. You know what I
hell
mean?
yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to you.
I
But
mean,
now,
you seem pretty smart too. You
Yeah,
seem like
thank
you got a good head on your shoulder.
yeah,
I
definitely.
want to know a little bit about like how you grew up.
Man, out there, right there in Parlier, there was really nothing to do. You get me?
Yeah.
So like really growing up, like childhood and shit, like all of us, we all got into sports, man, because that was really the only thing to do. So that's what we did do. We did a lot of sports and shit. But coming into like high school and junior high, like that's when I started getting in trouble and
Yeah.
really stopped doing that and shit. But yeah, that's
Did you
what.
play?
Oh, I used to play football. Yeah, I used to
Oh,
go
shit.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh, damn, what position?
A linebacker all day.
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. I don't know much about football. He tries to teach me, but I'm still trying to catch on because
No, that's dope
there's
though.
so many
Yeah,
rules.
Yeah. So you've been keeping busy and shit. And what are your plans for the future?
Just music thing, man. I hope it all works out. You get me? This was really I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Well, you're very talented, man, and that brings me into my next thing, right? So you recently did a song that went viral,
Yeah.
right? Well, it went like it was a diss, right?
Yeah.
Black Scrap.
Yeah.
Like, can you get into the ins and outs of that?
Well, how it all started was Tommy Guns. I seen the first knowledge I got was Tommy Guns. Someone sent me a little freestyle he said, and he was dissing me in the freestyle. And I don't know.
Why you of all people though?
I want to know.
Do you guys know each other, like
No,
outside or
no.
like just musically?
No,
on
no
social
one
media?
knows who Tommy Guns is. You get me? I'm from the 5'9", he from the 5'9". You know that's what we are.
And
you know,
said he's an hour away from you.
yeah, and like his name don't ring a bell. You get me? Right there's not a lot of opposition. You get me?
Right.
So when there is opposition, you kind of know who they are. You get me?
Yeah.
So his name never rang a bell or none. But how it started was so Tommy they sent me a little TikTok that Tommy Guns dissed me in a freestyle. It was hella bunk, you know. It wasn't with. Anyways, I posted on my Instagram and I said some between the lines of like, did this J-Cat mention me or am I tripping? You know, because I couldn't really tell if he really said my name. You know, he kind of said it weird, and you know the way he raps is kind of weird. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I posted that and I never knew he was in my request. So when the messages popped up when it mentioned his story,
Right.
I seen that he mentioned me before, but it don't say what he posted. It just said mention his story.
Right.
So I was like, what the fuck? And then he started sending voice messages afterwards when I posted that, and like just crying his life story, talking about blah blah blah, whoop de whoop. And this nigga's a grown man. You feel me? I was about 16, 17.
How old is he?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask.
Shit, like I said, I don't know.
But I know.
I'm
21, right?
Oh yeah, he has to be.
I have
So-
no idea. He looks like he's a little older than you.
Yeah, he has to be. And he even
He's in
said
your
that.
inbox.
Yeah, he even said in the messages, he's like, oh yeah, I bet I'm younger than you, and I'm gonna be more popping than you, and blah blah blah. And I really don't give a fuck. It's not gonna keep me up at night that he's
Right.
more popping than me. Like I don't care. And I was telling him, do your thing. I ain't tripping, you know. And he's sending hella voice messages. Oh yeah, do your thing, partner. Whatever. And I told him like, just don't mention me, bro. Don't mention me, cause if I.
What was he? Was he banging on you?
Oh yeah, he was like, fuck your hood and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah.
Well, why you out of all people?
I'm trying to
You
figure it
know
out.
what? I think it's telling that it was you. If you guys didn't have no prior connection to that,
Yeah.
right? And there was no beef. I think what it is he probably sees your talent
Yeah.
and already anticipates your coming.
Well, yeah, well,
Because why else? Logically, it doesn't make sense for someone, if y'all don't really know each other and don't funk like that, to want to mention you out the freaking blue unless you're a threat.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I know for sure he had to study how to be a clout demon, because the
Right.
shit he does and says, it don't make sense. I don't think he's for real. I don't think he's actually like that. Like he's
Mhm.
like, I don't know what he's on. Like I
You think
can't.
he's
What
like
do you
Lefty?
think about shit
Yeah,
like that?
exactly. Yeah, I think it's all fake. I don't
Yeah.
think they're actually like that. And like if you a gang member and you blowing up and representing a certain section or whatever, you know, I don't think you should
Conduct yourself in that way?
yeah, you get me? And then yeah, but anyways, he was all getting up in my messages, and he said something like along the lines of, you're my competition, and I'm happy you got locked up. And I was like, what the fuck? And then he was crying like, yeah, none of your homies cared when you got locked up and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, why the fuck would you be happy I got
What difference does that make?
Yeah, I was like that's why the whole time I couldn't take this dude serious. You get well right there, I go to Fresno Juvenile Hall, so you're only gonna run into two homies in the whole facility, you get me?
Gotcha.
There's not gonna be there is mostly the opposites over there, you get me?
And I
Yeah.
think he probably said that too to get an emotional reaction, just to see how much he could, if it really is that clout demon shit, just to see how much he could get him on the hook
Yeah.
for whatever little clips he's trying to post
Right.
to
Yeah.
go viral, whatever the hell. Because it did obviously cause noise.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing I'm trying to get at is why you would of all people. Like, why can't
I
he?
think,
Why couldn't
Well,
he
he
pick
said
somebody
it.
else
He
who's
said it
confident?
in the messages. He said, "You're my competition."
yeah.
He said it
He's
himself
not.
right
But
there.
how is it?
That shows
Well,
the
I'm probably
psychology
his
aspect of it.
competition, but I don't think he's my
Yes.
competition in
Yeah,
his
that's
head.
He
what
You
views
know,
him as that way.
I think his competition is like Lefty and fucking Swifty Blue and them
I
fools,
don't,
right? Because they're all from the same section or same.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know. Well, maybe because I think what I was reading online too about that guy is that like a lot of people don't fuck with him. Like a lot of his people on that side don't fuck with him. Like he gets a lot of hate from his own.
Well, he's from Pixley. It's got like it's a small town in the middle of nowhere. Do they even got an ops over there? Like I don't know nothing about Pixley.
yeah,
But I'm
I
just
don't even
saying.
know where
Like,
that's at.
I'm just saying, like, okay, you from a small town, and you just decide. I'm pretty sure there's other people around that area that you can pick at, right? That you
Yeah.
can be like, hey, fool, come here, you're my
yeah,
competition.
yeah.
But you, out of all
I
people,
don't know why, you know. And he was like saying like, oh, you'll never catch me in your comments or whatever, and you're in my comments, but I can't recall ever comedy I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know who the fuck he was until he mentioned me.
but you won't catch him in your comments, but you'll catch him in.
Like
You'll catch him in your inbox though.
yeah, exactly. You know, like I don't know, and like I seen a podcast about him talking about like he was saying he's a net banger. Like he like openly admitted he's like, yeah, I net bang, blah, blah, blah. So I think it was just one of those things, you know, but I don't know, you know.
Hey, in a way, it could be a blessing in disguise though, because he might be trying to strategize and do this whole clout chasing shit on social media, like a lot of these people do. But in a way, all publicity is good publicity type of shit. He dragged you in this, and now him having a higher stature in terms of the followers,
Yeah,
it's actually putting you on the map because now people are talking. Who is this person?
yeah.
Let me check out his music. And music wise, like if we're going talent for talent, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
not
you
even a
got him.
it's
You
not even a
destroyed him.
comparison.
Yeah, well, even like when I dropped the video, most of the people from his side, you know, was saying like, "Oh yeah, you just need to use Tommy for clout or whoop de whoop." But if you listen to his music, he disses us
Yeah.
Right.
in every song,
Right.
Yeah.
in every song, you know. And then he does that to me, so it's only right. I do one song.
Well,
you get
that's the thing. So that's how Lefty got his
Yeah.
little claim to fame, right? And now he, you got what's Swifty Blue. He did the same shit.
Yeah.
And then he backtracks. Then he wants to do a song with a Northerner.
Oh,
Then he
yeah.
said, "Fuck
So-
no." So them motherfuckers are clout demons.
Yeah.
Like they're doing anything for clout. There's no morals on their side. There's no fucking standard. You know what I mean?
Integrity.
Yeah. There's no integrity. I'm not saying that they represent for all Southern California, for all raza in Southern California. But what it looks like from the outside looking in is that that's how them raza from Southern
Yeah.
California acts, right? They're all
Which is a
clout
bad
demons
look.
and shit. Yeah, it's
It's a bad look.
it's definitely a bad look, right?
Yeah, I think that's just their
Depends
strategy.
on how you look at it, because I feel like some people would look at that and be like, well, if your only motivation is money and you don't give a fuck about your integrity or your reputation or your name attached to where you got to where you got to,
Right.
some people would be like, okay, from a money aspect, yeah, that's a cool move, but that's
Yeah.
because they lack the integrity. Personally, me, I'm
Well,
like,
I
yeah,
think
no.
that's what they're doing down there. I think they're just getting these clown ass dudes like that
Right.
and just turning them into these like puppets to represent them to get the money. You
Right.
get
Yeah,
me?
no, I
'Cause
agree.
I'll give it to them. They're popping. They're doing their thing,
Yeah.
you know. But are they good at making music? No.
Right.
I don't.
And that's
think
what
they are at all.
Bust said too. The last live we had, Bust was saying like, "Hey, these dudes do it for the money. That's all
Yeah.
they care about is basically clout." And in so many words, that's what he was saying.
Well,
Like,
I've thought that about like Adam 22 for a minute. Like you capitalize off of all these people
oh yeah,
and you have the geographical location to do it because that whole area, that's like Hollywood hub, right? So it's
Right.
like that area is naturally artistic and has the resources to get shit booming and they all collab with each other. But if you really look at the quality of the content that they're putting out or, the wave that they're on, to me, it's not something that I would necessarily fully respect.
right.
Which I think
not
kind of
respect.
sets us apart
Right.
in NorCal in terms of what we're trying to push out and the content we're trying to create.
Yeah.
Well, if you notice the difference, right? If you see like what like Big Tone puts out,
Mhm.
Big Mister, what you put out, what we put out, Like we may react to shit, we may say some shit, but in all reality, like we don't crash out like that.
I think
It's fair game when we react.
I think that's why they're popping too, just because that's what the people like to see. They like to see someone crash out like that. You get me? And I don't think we do that. And I don't know how to explain it. Like we ain't crash out like that, and they want to see people crash out. You get me?
What they're trying to do is they're trying to provoke us into crashing out, into
Yeah.
being like them. So then they could say like, look, Northerners do it too.
Yeah.
Right? These motherfuckers up there, they crash out too. We're just like us. But no, we're not like you, bro. We're not like you. As a matter of fact, your own homies from your neighborhood ain't like you if you got any homies from your neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know nothing about these fools,
Mhm.
but I can guarantee that their OGs or their veteranos from their neighborhood, from their section, do not embrace what they're doing. And if they do, then they're just as much clowns as these fools are.
Yeah, that's what I was. Obviously, I don't know no politics like that. But as like an elder, I think about it in a sense of like, why would you let your next gen look like that? You know what I mean? I mean, not to saying that they got hella control, but a decorum.
I got into a little discussion with one of the commenters, right, on one of the clips from that we had with Bust.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you guys are just mad because Lefty got more money and woo woo." Like, is that what you guys think? Like, money makes a person? Because there's a hella weenies with money. That's why they call them corn dogs, right?
Yeah.
Weenies with bread. Money don't make you shit,
Yeah.
right? But if you got money, if you got morals, if you got integrity, that means everything.
Yeah.
Because the morals and integrity is what's gonna carry you to who you are. That's gonna bring your name. That's gonna last. The money don't last.
Yeah.
But who you are as a person, that's what people are gonna remember.
Yeah.
They're not gonna remember that you have fucking fucking Maybach and you know you were fucking all sorts of bitches or whatever. That's cool. Whatever. Anybody could do that, right?
Yeah. But go ahead. No, you finish.
No, I was just saying, just like going to the pen, like motherfuckers glorify going to the pen, but motherfucking child molesters go to the pen.
Yeah.
Snitches go to the pen. Like that don't make them a man. It's what you do in there. It's how you it's how you come out with your head held high.
Yeah.
It's how you come out with integrity.
Yeah, and I think going back to what you said, you're on point in the sense that it's all entertainment based. So all these trolls, like, they're hearing you, right? But a lot of them are not understanding, or even would understand but don't give a fuck because of the entertainment aspect of it. The fans, social media, everybody on there, they're looking at us as like entertainment. We're the next reality shows.
Right.
You're the next like real life drama, but you rap. Let's listen to his music or whatever, you know? So I think they don't care about the integrity aspect, and I think that's why people like Lefty and this cat that we're talking about can get to a place of having so many fans or whatever because of that aspect of it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's what I wonder. I wonder if their artists are real trolls like that, like they're actually like that, and their management just use those type of people to blow up. Or if they're just doing it on their own out of strategy to make money. You feel me?
I think it's both.
I think like when it comes to Lefty, I think he's really a dolphin.
Yo,
I think
yeah.
he really got them antics and shit. But I think as far as that other dude, Tommy Buns, whatever you want to call him, I think he's using that as a strategy.
Yeah.
Like, so and he just focused on you.
You know what the downfall in using that as a strategy is though? If you build your fan base off of doing clown shit, the moment you stop participating in the circus, no one's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're not entertaining them like that anymore. So like Lefty trying to get right with the whole drug shit, right? A lot of people, they're not gonna be entertained by Lefty no more because you were just entertaining the circus.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, in terms of having longevity in your endeavors and you know, having that integrity, that's how you build the fan base that is actually going to fuck with you through thick and thin, because you didn't start this by entertaining it, trying to get somewhere fast.
And we've seen that happen with like fucking what is it, Island Boys, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've seen them fall off. We've seen them motherfucker 6ix9ine Tekashi snitch motherfucker, right? We seen one, you know, you can only do fuck shit for so long that when you try to fucking now it's time to take it serious, we gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Because anybody could have their 5 minutes of fame, you know what I mean? And you popping for that 5 minutes, but you popping because everybody's talking shit about you and saying like how much of a clown you are. But then when you try to do something that's productive and legit, them motherfuckers will be like, oh nah, this dude ain't doing clown shit no more.
Or even like in those voice messages when he told me that, and he was like repeating it like, oh yeah, I'm blow up, whoopty whoop. And I told him like, yeah, you probably are, bro, because it's comedy. You're a
Yeah.
clown, you know, and you like that's what you're gonna blow up off, being a clown. You get me?
Right.
No one's gonna like you can't blow up off your music by yourself, you know. And if I compare me to him, this is my first time doing a podcast.
Right.
You get me? He's already done this before. He does all this shit where people know who he is. I feel like all I got out, if you search my name, is music. You can't find no interviews, no podcasts of me.
Right.
You get me? So that's why I only got the music out, and they don't know who I am.
Right.
You get me? So I feel like him, it was reverse. It was they found him through him doing clown shit on TikTok, or him doing clown shit on Instagram, or just him in general, like clown. You get me?
Right. And that's I think that people don't see a lot of Northern California Southerners, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is an oxymoron. You're a Northern Southerner. Like, make that make sense.
Yeah.
But you don't see a lot of them. So they're like unicorns, right? So it's like when you do finally see one, they want to emphasize it.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to kind of like poking motherfuckers' face, like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers they're claiming one thing, but they're from your section.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're in the backyard. They're not out there. You don't see them at Cinco de Mayo functions. You don't see them at like, fairs. You don't see them at any kind of events, concerts. None of that. And if they are over there, they're not lying to color. And that's truthful. That's not embellishing. That's not being biased. That's the God honest truth.
Yeah.
Right.
What the culture is out here.
Right. The culture out here, like, I mean, in all reality, every time that they have tried to come out, like, it didn't end well for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll leave it at that. But, they've tried. Certainly they've tried, but it doesn't end well for them.
Where do you see this whole issue that you got going on with him?
To be honest,
like, it's like a PR, opportunity in a sense.
Well, to be honest, like, I made this song. I made the song because I literally just had extra studio time, and I kept on seeing him talk shit, after I told him to shut the fuck up about it. And so I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to diss him, with the extra hour of studio time I got, I'm going to get on it. So I ended up making that diss track, and like I said in the song, like I said when I posted it, I didn't start this shit, but I'm finishing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you could come back with me something harder.
Yeah.
Like, I heard your shit. Like, you're like, I don't think you could,
You're
and that's not,
by the way.
yeah, that's not me trying to toot my own horn all crazy,
Right.
but, like, I'm just very confident.
No, that song was
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, that
Like,
he
I'm
can.
not even going to lie. For you being so young at 17,
Yeah.
and for you to come out so polished, like, that shit's
Yeah.
dope. I'll give you
Yeah.
credit.
And not just musically, like the way you conduct yourself.
Yeah,
You
thank
know what I mean? Like, it's very telling to your character.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're
So,
welcome.
and how did you grow? You got both mom and dad?
Yeah, they got a little situation, but growing up as a younger, yeah, I have both my parents.
So you had both your
Yeah.
parents?
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I got 3 younger siblings. Well, my parents had me young, like in high school and shit. You get me?
Are you the oldest?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains the maturity.
So you basically had to watch your younger siblings,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, hell yeah.
Growing up. Yeah. So you were a dad before you were a dad.
Hell yeah, kind of,
Yeah. I mean,
Are you a dad?
Nah.
Say, wait, hold on.
17 years old, man, you need to wait.
Yeah,
Wait
hell
as
yeah.
long as you can, like real shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, you have a good head on your shoulders,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
And I'm glad that you finished high school and shit. What
Hell
are your
yeah.
plans for the future? You plan to go to college, or you just focusing on the music?
Yeah. If right now, I'm wherever the money's at. You get me? If the
Right.
money is in the music, I'm in the music. If wherever it's at,
Right.
that's where I'm at.
I think you should have a plan B. Not saying that it's not gonna work out with music, but just to even double stack.
Yeah.
Because after all the rappers that I've talked to, the amount that y'all have to fucking pay for studio time
Oh yeah.
and engineering and videos, and I'm like, I give it to you guys. My hat is off to y'all because that is a lot of money.
Yeah.
That goes
Oh, yeah.
into this investment, into this craft.
Hey, man, it costs to be the boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like real shit. But I think you have a solid team behind you. You know what I mean? And tell me about your team, man. 5'9" Bullies.
So I got plugged in with them. So when I started rapping, it started off because you know when you get all faded with your homies, you just start freestyling. You know, that's what it
We
was.
did that.
Yeah, so
I'm about to start freestyling. No.
yeah, so we always used to do that. We'll be bumping me like music, like GB and TYS and all that. And
Yeah.
we be freestyling over their shit, you know. And like the homies would be on my ass, like, nigga, you go crazy, like you gotta like take this shit serious or whoop de whoop, you know. So I fucked around like on BandLab and shit and dropped like 3 songs on BandLab, fucking around with it, and then it's kind of crazy because at the time Trapper Luck was my favorite artist, and I thought it was dope as fuck because he was from 559, you know.
Yeah, Trapper
And
dope.
yeah, and he was my favorite artist at the time, and he hit me up one day, and like that was like the first rapper to ever hit me up, you know. And I was like, okay, and then he was telling me like, hey bro, let's get some shit. I want to introduce you to my boy right here from Fight Night Bully team. We starting this shit up, you know, whoop de whoop. So and then I was like, all right then. I slid to Vice. I met Buzz, and we got in the studio right there. And that first song I did with Trap was Dougie, and I dropped that on my latest album, Hood Trophy. That was the first song that's the first time I ever even been in the studio. Cause like I said before, it was just, you know, closet shit on BandLab,
Right.
you know, with a fucked up ass mic, you know. And
We've all been there.
yeah, and after that, when I met Buzz from 59 Bully, he got me more into it, and then I started getting studio, and then and the studio is a whole game changer. Like if you're a rapper right now using BandLab, you need to be in the studio. BandLab does not.
Right.
Like in terms of quality?
Yeah, yeah, and so but the first time I went to the studio, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like that song at all. Like I was so nervous, and then that day, like they put me in the studio for the first time with hella niggas I barely just met. You get me? And I was about 15 years old, 14, I don't know how old I was, and I was like, damn, you know. And then so it came out all right at the end, you know. And then so after that, we end up doing that project Problem Child. And that was my first time doing a video with the actual videographer and shit. And first studio drop and everything was a Problem Child, and it did really good. And since then, after that, I was working on the album. It took me like a whole year to do it, whoop-de-whoop. And then, yeah, I dropped the album. Now we on the fucking Black Scrap. You get me?
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, and that Black Scrap just boosted you up,
Yeah.
right? Because this fool just came at you out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? And this is an older dude, and for some reason just decided to pick on a 17-year-old
Yeah.
out of nowhere, right? Which is, I mean, honestly, that's something that the Southerners from up here do a lot, right? There's a bunch of older fools that pick on little kids,
Yeah.
right? But
And like I how do you say, I ain't like bitching like, oh, I'm a young nigga and he fucking hit me
Right.
up all old. But it was funny because in the messages he was like, I bet I'm younger than you and I'm gonna blow up quicker than you and blah blah blah. So that's why it was funny to me. And I didn't even tell him my own age. I just told him like, go ahead, blow up. You know, I ain't tripping. Like, you know.
I need to find out how old that dude is.
Yeah.
Can you find out?
Yeah, so find that out.
Find out how old he is real quick, cause that's
So what are your plans? Are you planning to stay more consistent with the music?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been having long talks with the management and shit, and we got a whole game plan going on, and you get me. And we gonna be dropping. It, the album kind of fucked me up too, cause I was so focused on the album, I wasn't focused on singles. You get me? So like my drop just looked like I just was quiet for like 10 months and then I dropped the album. You get me?
Gotcha.
So now I'm going with I just want singles out now, you know, so I have shit out.
Yeah.
yeah, you want singles and EPs.
Yeah.
EPs are better. You know what I mean? Like instead of dropping, I mean, you could drop a whole project, but if you do EPs and have 2 or 3 videos for each EP,
Yeah.
that shit goes.
Yeah.
And being consistent, consistency is a thing in everything we do, because people's their attention span
Yeah.
is so low.
And
Yeah.
they're demanding.
Right.
Yeah.
The
So
entertainment.
they want to see. So once they see this episode, they want another one
Yeah.
or 2 more. You know what I mean? So yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta, and that's with everything right now in the digital age, is stay consistent.
Yeah.
But you know, you have room to grow.
Yeah.
So tell me about what made you record the Black Scrap, and what was the name? What brought you to the name Black
Well,
Scrap?
like I said, I didn't pay too much mind on writing it, or he dropping it or whatever, you know, I just hit up Bus and I was like, hey, I don't know if you heard this Tommy Guns dude or whatever, but he dissed me. I gave him a little backstory, you know, real quick. And I showed him like I did the diss song. What you think about it? He's like, bro, that's hard. We need to drop that, you know? So we did a whole video for it, and then the video man was like, what's the title for the song? And I never even thought of that. You get me? Like, I didn't pay much attention to the diss. So we were thinking about it. I was like, you know, fuck it. I think the hardest bar in there is Black Scrap. So we went Black Scrap. And the thing, like, it's nothing racist about it or nothing, but Southerners always like, oh, you guys accept blacks and you guys want to be blacks and whatever. And so it's just funny when there's a black scrap. You get me? It's just
it's an oxymoron. It's
well,
ironic.
I've seen people comment like, oh, that's some racial shit, right? But it wasn't racial because everybody
is
knows.
he black?
The guy, Tommy Guns is black.
Yeah.
Huh.
He might be mixed.
I mean, it's just the truth then.
But so maybe now you see more black Southerners, right?
Yeah.
But before you definitely didn't see that, right? And or you didn't see a lot of that shit. That was like frowned upon, right?
Because of cultural difference.
Right.
Yeah, I remember like my first drops. I remember like comments, and even to this day, comments be like, "Oh, this fool ain't Rasa. This fool says the N word and he wears skinny jeans and blah blah blah." You know, and it always been like that. And now you see them wearing the same shit I wear, you get me? And then I even noticed a lefty that he wears a gang of red all the time. Have you noticed that?
A lot of them wear a lot of red.
You know, I think what it is just a lot of Northern California culture is going a lot more mainstream than it was before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what I've like learned a lot too is that in like Southern California, they weren't as united in terms of like black people and Mexican people and whatnot. Everyone really
they're definitely not united.
But over here in Northern California, like we all grow up in the same hood. We're all like we're all right there. You know what I mean? So for us, we didn't have that divide, or we don't have that divide here in Northern California. And so the culture is different, and I think that's why you can see the significant difference in like NorCal and SoCal. But I think it's very telling to the traction that Northern California is having when we're starting to see a lot of our culture rub off.
Yeah.
Well,
in the Southern culture.
Like, they're utilizing Northern Cali swag in Southern California because they know that we got that swag.
Yeah,
they know.
I see a lot of like older Southern people in the comments that get on their own and they're like, since when are we like this, and when do we dress like this, when do we say this?
Only about like 3 years ago, probably four, like the Southerners wore nothing but like Dickies and like you get me, Ben Davis and all that, and all of a sudden they just pop out wearing this same shit. You get me?
What it is, right, is because like a lot of the slang that we use, they take it like it's used like for shizzle my nizzle, right? He was famous for quote unquote bringing that out, but that was really like E40 and what's his name, Keep the Sneak, right? So they you know, it's been happening for a while where LA would bite some of our slang and bite some of our styles. They do sideshows out there now. They don't call them sideshows. You know what I mean? So they do that, but now it's just like the Southerners have caught on and be like, oh, we're just gonna copy them. And Lefty, if you notice, he uses a lot of fucking he recycles a lot of bars from Northern California artists. And that's been a thing.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't listen to his music.
Well, that's been a thing. That's I see on the internet. He'll use he'll recycle a lot of Northern California even black artists rap.
Certain words slangs that's like Northern California out here too, like for example, load, you know? I never heard that down south. You get me? That's like Northern Cali, you know?
Right.
And all of a sudden you hear that all up in their songs, you know? Like it's so weird, you know? And I don't know when it happened. It probably happened so fast nobody caught it, you know? But like
the internet though. Yeah. Internet will get that shit. But look, I got it right here. It says Tommy Guns, a rapper from Pixley, California, celebrated his 20th birthday approximately 10 months ago, based on information as of May 2025. So he's around 20 years old.
No, it said he celebrated that 10 months ago. So he's going to be 21?
See, he's around 20, so he'll be 21.
Yeah.
So you got a 20,
in like a couple months,
21-year-old who thinks a 17-year-old is his competition.
On the fucking back.
Yeah. So you up there with the big dog, bro. This motherfucker is man, you know, not to put it like that, but you know, he picking on a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not to take nothing away from you
Nah, it's
because
all
your
good.
bars
No,
is
but
hard. You
his
doing shit.
intellectual level and his demeanor,
Right.
yeah, you probably surpassed the 21-year-old age.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and it says what he's known for his identity as a Blaxican, Sureño from California Central Valley. Okay, but anyways, like you know, as far as like Pixley goes, I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. I don't know what they're surrounded by. I don't know if they got a whole bunch of ops or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty easy to be a black Sureño player.
I think I saw in one of his interviews or like a clip online that he was saying that he's surrounded all by norteños.
Yeah.
Like his little town is like just the only Sureños, I think.
I think yeah.
And then he said like everywhere else is
he
homies.
said there's probably like what did he say like 5,000 people in this town or something real small like that.
What a coincidence though that you guys will both be from hella small towns.
Yeah. That's probably what it was.
It is what it is. So I mean, why didn't he choose to pick on like you know why didn't he choose to go after somebody like Trapper Loc? Because Trapper Loc will whoop his ass, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you wouldn't,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying like you know what I mean. Like this dude.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, right
and right, and it you know even if something were to happen, right? Even if something were to like if you guys were to meet on the streets and shit,
Yeah.
like. You know, going after somebody underage, bro. Like, get in your lane, homie.
Yeah, that's
Stay in your fucking lane, bro.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lack of research on his part.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think he knew.
But I
how old we were.
don't know if he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Cause even in the voice messages, and I put it in the song, he was like, the voice message where he was like, I was hella happy when you got locked up. And then right after he was all like, nah, don't try to say that. You caught me saying that I was happy you're locked up. That's why I was like, you just said it and then you went
But
back
that's
on
some
it. Like,
weird
what are you
shit.
talking about?
That's some weird shit.
You think he be on one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so for sure.
And that's some weird shit for a gangster to say like I was happy when you were locked
yeah,
up. Like that's one thing. Like
Yeah,
I don't
no.
wish on my worst enemy though.
Has
Real
he ever
shit.
been locked up?
I have no idea. I really don't know nothing about the dude, right? Except for like honestly, the first time I heard about the dude was when I dissed him because I heard your track and I was
Yeah.
like, who the fuck is Tyler George? So yeah, I did, and then you know, you coming over here researched him a little bit,
Yeah.
but in all reality, like it's not something that just pops up.
Yeah,
in your
like
feed.
I don't even like I don't know. I don't even know. It's kind of like that Bands and Lefty thing. They
Right.
didn't know each other into the rap, you know, and I think
Right.
that's what it was. And like I don't understand why me, you know, why you come for
Right.
me and I bitching about it, you know. But it's just like hella funny, you get me?
Well, I think just like Lefty chose bands out of nowhere,
Yeah, I think he was just going with that strategy.
right?
You get me? And he
He
was looking for that
Yeah,
someone to
he's
be.
trying to copy Lefty's strategy so
Yeah.
he can be like, oh yeah, I'm about to be the next one to blow up.
Yeah.
So he picked somebody that was in a smaller town.
And I think Lefty opened that for the other side,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you could be like, all skunted out, crashed out,
Crashed
you know,
out,
and
yeah.
it's cool. Yeah.
Swifty
But
too.
Swifty, yeah.
Both of them. Yeah, like they're both J Cats, right?
Good thing it gives you an opportunity to show that you're not
Yeah.
like that,
Hell no.
which is an advantage for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And not to change the topic, but I am really curious. Who's an artist you'd like to work with?
I don't got no one like right now, you know. I feel like it's kind of crazy. I posted this not too long ago. I don't know if you've seen every rapper that I would have on my playlist, I got a song with them now, you know, and
Oh,
it just
dope.
hit me, and I was like, damn, that's dope as fuck, you know, and I tagged Fats to that, you know, I was like, damn, that's hella dope, and like, so now it's kind of funny when I listen to music, I was like, damn, I know these people, you know, like, that's crazy, you feel me, but
How
like,
does that feel like?
oh yeah, it feels great, you get me,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel like it happened really quick, you
Yeah.
get me, because like I said, I wasn't ever really consistent like that. Like I see a lot of artists coming up right now who are dropping monthly. You know, I
Right.
never did that. You know, and that's why I'm getting on my shit. You know, like I've been talking to my management, like I need to get on this. You know, I need to stop fucking around already and just get up on this music shit and take it serious. You know, because I always kind of been a 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of. You know,
Right.
and so now I'm gonna go crazy. So I just wanted to see what opportunities I'm gonna get, you know, but there's no one like I'm really wanted like on my mind that I'm thinking about, you know, that I
Right.
want a song with. You get me?
Well, because you basically worked with it
Yeah.
you wanted to, which is dope.
Yeah.
Right. And you being so young and having that right there, like you can only get bigger, only get better. So you have a head start over all these people.
Hell yeah.
Like I mean, even Fats. Fats was fucking. He did 23 years. He
Yeah.
got out and he's came a long fucking way.
Yeah.
But you got a head start, man. And the one thing about you is you got a lot of people around you that are willing to help you.
Yeah.
So, but it's up to you to make those decisions, not to crash out,
Yeah.
not to do no dumb shit, right? Because you don't need to.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one's telling you not to be who you are,
Yeah.
but think smart when you
Yeah.
do shit and
Long
know
term.
that you have, you have an opportunity and don't squander the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this is an opportunity that only comes once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And but with that being said, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud
Thank
of
you.
what
Thank
you're
you.
doing, man.
Yeah.
Even though this is the first time we met,
Yeah.
like I can see you're an intelligent young man, and I'm proud of everything you do. And you know what? You just made a fan out of me. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Just by who you are. Like I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get your autograph. That's what we're done. Real shit. We can take a picture. And real shit, because I know that you got a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah.
Right. And I can see you gonna do good things. And as long as you stay true to who you are, your values and your morals,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Stay true to who you are and don't crash out over
No,
money.
yeah. That's
You know
why
what I mean?
that's why when I see them, the other side, and they're on that, like I always think to myself every time I see that, like I'd rather just not be famous than people think of me like that. You
Right.
get me? Like that's something I can't do.
That's your integrity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And that's real shit, right? Because I mean, like I said, it's only gonna last for a little while.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it's cool. People like the drama, right? 'Cause people are gonna they're gonna watch this because they're gonna see what you're saying about the black scrap,
Yeah.
right? But in all reality, like that's not what you were focused on. You didn't
Yeah.
start off with this, right? This fool struck first, you struck back
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah.
And this fool tried to he tried to instigate a fight.
Yeah.
Right? He tried to instigate shit by being in your inbox, by asking you, by calling you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And telling you, I'm glad you got locked up. Oh wait, never mind, don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you done fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So, and you got received, you still got all those
Oh, yeah, I
messages
still
on
got those
shared, right?
messages,
Because
yeah.
messages don't ever delete.
Yeah. So if you wanted to engage, you technically could. But
Yeah. I
fucked up.
where the situation's at, I'd rather just leave it where it's at. Like I said,
Right,
I'm just finishing it. You get me?
right.
So-
but that's corny shit
Yeah.
to say, and it would be corny shit to even fucking acknowledge that shit like it's something like
Yeah, well, yeah. How do I say? He dissed me. I dissed back, but I'm not gonna focus on him every step now. Going on. In my
Right.
music career. You get me? Like
Yeah.
it was just it's only
that
right
was just a
because-
stepping
that's-
stone
yeah.
You get me?
in your
And
music
that's
career.
probably one of many too, because
Yeah.
the talent that you have and the consistency that you say you're gonna keep,
Yeah.
expect for the haters to come.
Hell,
But it's
yeah.
a good thing because it's showing your growth,
Yeah.
right? You're making noise.
Yeah.
That's
hell
what
yeah.
it's all about. What's been the hardest challenge with doing music so far?
Staying consistent.
Consistent.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. And I really got no excuse for it. I just wasn't consistent with it.
Well, you young, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's consistent when they're young.
Yeah.
You're out there having fun and just living life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're still trying to figure out who you are,
Yeah.
right? At 17, like we all, you've been there too. Yeah, we're trying to figure out who the fuck we are at 17.
Yep.
And you still have a long career ahead of you. You have a long life ahead of you, but just know like you're on the right path. And if you stay consistent, you know what to do. You're gonna get there,
Hell
right?
yeah.
Because we've all been there. I know when I was 17, I wasn't focused on shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like, man,
Did you have guidance at his age?
I
Like the way he has guidance? Because I feel like
no.
like he got people looking out for him.
At,
like
at his age in
resources
the
and-
music, no.
Yeah.
My homies, we had each other, right? So
Yeah.
we guided each other. Now, not to say that it was better or worse. It was just we were a bunch of dumb motherfuckers that were trying to figure out how to be men, right? We were a
Mhm.
bunch of fatherless dumb motherfuckers trying to figure out how to be men at 17, and we some of us figured it out. Some of us ain't here no more,
Yeah.
and some of us are locked up, and I'm right here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
You've learned and now you're giving that back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned, and one thing that I do is I love to see little homies who were in my predicament, because when I was lost, when I was fucked up in the game, like um I wish somebody would have looked out for me. Like I
Yeah.
wish somebody would have told me like, hey bro, this is what you got to be to be successful. Because if I knew then what I knew now, I'd be a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? Real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think everybody feels that, right?
Yeah.
But for you to have the chance to get guided by motherfuckers who've been there and done that, if you listen,
Yeah.
and that's the
That,
problem.
yeah, because
Most
I
people
feel
don't
like
listen.
the older people who really want to guide you truly, I
Right,
feel like they give out game a lot.
right,
I feel like just the young people my age or young, they just don't soak it in. You get
right.
me? That's why I rather learn off their mistakes before I learn from mine. You
That
get me?
part. Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
You're smart because I was a fucking knucklehead.
Yeah, no, I was too. But you know what? In all reality, I did learn from like my older homies' mistakes, right? Because
Yeah.
I had some older homies that really guided me, that were really like, hey, bro, don't do this, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, one of my older homie was like, hey, don't ever get no fucking visible tattoos, because that's a
Yeah.
that's a fingerprint, right? That's
Mhm.
an identification mark.
Mhm.
You don't want to, if you
Mhm.
out here doing what you're doing, you don't want to be identified,
Yeah.
right? So I took heed to that. I didn't get these tattoos on my arms till I was older,
Yeah.
right? And while other homies were getting all tatted down and doing shit, right? Like at a young age, I didn't. And
Yeah.
motherfuckers were
Yeah.
like, hey, well, how come you ain't tatted down?
That's real
Because
smart.
I always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, who was it? It was a light skinned Mexican, tall Mexican dude.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Did he have any identifying marks? No.
No
No
identifying
identifying
mark.
marks. He was just tall Mexican dude, right? So
Yeah.
that's one piece of game that helped me out, right?
Yeah.
Well, too late for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now I'm older, man. I'm not, I'm gonna do what I do. You know what I mean? I'm a grown ass man now, but I think that's one piece of game that helped me out.
Yeah.
And so I was lucky enough to have older homies look out for me, and but it's up to you to decide if
soak
you
it up.
want to listen
Yeah.
to it, right? But everything that the homie Bust is telling you,
Yeah.
what I tell you, because like you can always call me from here on out, bro. I'm gonna give you my number. You call me for whatever you need,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Call me
Thank you.
for any
Thank you.
kind of guidance or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it, like I didn't know shit about credit,
Yeah.
and I just learned that credit is everything, right? I like probably about 10 years ago I learned about credit. When I was 18, fool, right? When I fucking was able to get a credit, I got a loan for a car. It was fucking $30,000. They told me they instead of giving it to the car lot, they gave me a check. They were like, you can get any car on the lot that costs 30,000. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna give me this little $5,000 car. I got $25,000 to do whatever the fuck I want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went crazy, never paid it, fucked my credit off. Had I known though that credit is how you buy houses, is how you get cars, how you do
On
shit.
top of debt to income ratio too.
Debt to
So
income
don't
ratio.
be trying to go get an out the freaking lot car right now.
Yeah.
Get you a little car to get you from A to B, pay a little
Right.
5 racks for it, stack your dough.
But we didn't know about that.
Yeah.
The more you know, the more you look into that, especially you being young,
Yeah.
you get your credit right, you could be a millionaire by the
Yeah.
time you're 30.
You could be set up in your own house
Right.
by the time you're 24.
Because since I've done it for 10 years, dude, I got 2 houses,
Oh shit.
I got 3 cars, everything's on credit. Now I don't, I may not have the money in the bank, but on paper, I want a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so that's something that you gotta
Yeah.
soak up and look into, right?
Yeah.
And,
And it's never gonna hurt someone to soak in this shit. You get me?
Right.
Cause what you're telling me one day, I'm gonna be in that position one day
right.
where I gotta remember. Oh, N-Sane said blah blah blah. I should I
You
should
gotta
really
pass
think
it down.
back at what he said. You get me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you come from a big family?
Not really. No, not really. My mom's was actually born in Hawaii and shit. So I'm part Tongan and shit. So yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like we have a lot of Mexicans that also have that islander look.
Yeah.
We all look the same. All them motherfuckers is bigger though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they
Y'all.
big. But yeah, so out there when we go to Hawaii and shit, the family's big,
Oh wow.
But like my family right here, they're not that big. You get me?
Yeah. So is your dad Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh, what? That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's
yeah.
hella cool. So
So
you've
you-
been in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we go like around every year. This year got into some legal issues, so I can't go,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be back next year.
What's it like over there?
It's nice. We're just, I'm just having conversation about it because he was like, "What's Hawaii like?" And it's nice. It's beautiful out there. The only thing is, when I go, it's not like I don't go to the tourist spots. I'm going to my family.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get me? So it's kind of different, but it's still beautiful. It's nice,
Yeah.
But it's different for me when I go. You get
Yeah.
me? I don't go to tourists and all
Yeah,
that shit.
I've heard that if you go though to like the local neighborhoods and shit, that's where everything's really at. Like that's where they know all the really beautiful spots,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to pay tourist prices and whatnot. But that's hecka cool.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Hawaii my damn self.
I've never
Yeah,
been.
it's dope.
Me neither. Uh-oh.
Bucket list.
We gonna,
Another thing,
Hey,
build credit, get an Amex if you like to travel. Okay, you build your points on
Get-
Amex.
get an
Free
LLC
flights.
and you could write off a trip to Hawaii and call it a business trip.
Oh,
you
shit.
we might have to do the podcast in Hawaii
Yeah.
We might have
and
to
write it
go.
off.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
next time he's over there, we're going over
Right,
there.
you have to interview him and we could write that shit off.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
it.
go.
Pre-vacation.
Yeah.
Planned it out right now.
Hell yeah. But anyway, is there anything else you want to say before we finish this off?
Or anything to promote?
Well, right now I just want to say stay on the lookout. I'm gonna be dropping like crazy after this. My goal right now is to drop something monthly. And have some crazy shit coming in. Me and the homie J Ram, we're actually working on an album right now. We on some different shit. Me and the homie thought of some different type of music for homies, more of a on some pain shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we're on that shit right now. There's some like hyphy music in it though in the album, So we wrapping that up. It's gonna drop probably this summer. You get me? And yeah, that's what I gotta promote and shit.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Dope.
It was wonderful
All right.
having you.
Oh yeah. And then I also want to promote the Hood Trophy album. Like I said, I got into some legal issues, so I couldn't really post that much,
Oh yeah.
But that shit's out right now, and nigga, go slap it, man. Support me,
What's your IG?
It's a Jpeezy4 _.
Jpeezy4 man.
Yeah.
Go follow him, man.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, we appreciate you
Yeah,
coming by,
thank you.
man. I think you
Yeah.
intelligent young man, and I can see you have a bright future, man. And don't worry about them black scratches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have to, like,
Hey, that's just real talk. But anyway, man, it's No Paperwork Podcast, man. Man, Peasy, your boy N-Sane, man. Peace out, man.
bye-bye.
One love.